South Texas Amateur Tour Podcast, The Power Hour, with your hosts, Travis Sirkowski, Michael Emanuelian, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Brad Gilbert.
What is going on? South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. MD here. Hope everyone is having pretty much an amazing night. We got lots to talk about, but before we do, and I know no viewers at the moment, people might rewatch this. People might watch this live right now as I go. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit first about 2025 and positivity. So one of the things that I've kind of dialed into today, which I hate going down the rabbit hole, San Antonio has become an absolutely disgusting. San Antonio golf Facebook page has become an absolutely disgusting place full of people that, for the most part, just want to spew hate about golf, about the golf courses, conditions. Probably saw these things. Now, again, these are all personal thoughts, are mine. These are my express views. They do not represent the tour. They do not represent Travis. They don't represent anybody. I understand I'm a head figure for the tour, but I really don't argue with those guys. I follow the trend, but we have a unique opportunity as a tour and as a group to think a bit more about how we look at golf, about how we look at San Antonio golf, and how we look at the tour. I think ultimately everybody's goal is to go play a good golf course, to go get value for their money, to go have a good time. Anybody who owns and operates a tour obviously wants to make sure that they're able to put on a tournament at a golf course that is the highest quality, that is at the highest level, to allow their competitor to go out and have fun. And every golf course wants to have the best golf course that they can so that they can provide an excellent service to their golfers. And more I see people complaining, more and more I see people attacking golf courses. And man, I'm not one to typically be positive. If you know me, you know I'm not the most positive human being, but Travis challenged me to it. Travis challenged us to think differently. And I think that that's something we all need to be thinking about. The Trail is doing what they can. Trail's trying to put out the best product that they can. Are they doing things perfectly? Hell no. Are there things that they want to do? Yes. Are the things they want to do able to be done like that? No. Are the things that they want to change in the process? Usually. But when you get online and you become a keyboard warrior and you start talking trash about golf courses, you're attacking people who work in the golf industry. You're attacking people whose livelihood depends on the golf course. And you're attacking people that more than you understand as a general golfer, they're aware of what their golf course looks like, and they're aware of the situation that they're in. Superintendent's losing sleep at night because his golf course isn't looking good, and he's struggling with that. There's things going on in the shop that you don't know about, and there's things going on back end you don't know about. Not to say anybody's perfect, but the ignorance of the common golfer right now and the willingness to get online and talk shit, I think we need to kind of get that stopped. We want to give you a good golf course. We want to have fun. And that's our main focus. And Travis and I are excited to talk to you guys tonight more about what's coming towards the end of this season as we roll into the summer. But I challenge everybody. You spend all your time on Facebook complaining about what isn't good. I challenge you to find the alternative. Greens weren't great today. They didn't look good. But you know what? They still rolled really nice. Hey, fairways looked rough today. But hey, tee boxes were looking sharp. We need to start finding ways to be better, um, and start appreciating our courses across San Antonio. Um, there are other groups out there who just want to spew the toxic hate, and this tour is never going to be about that. It's just not what we are. It's not what we do. No matter what the situation is, we're always going to try and give you guys the best product possible, but we're never going to sit there and blame golf courses, blame people, and attack people for that situation. Now, I've been rambling a couple minutes. I apologize. But man, if I'm just not absolutely frustrated with how people act on social media, and this is me talking. This is not the tour, but we know when the golf course doesn't look right, and we know when things are happening. And you coming to us 4 days beforehand saying, "Hey, I think the course doesn't look good. Can we change?" We know that you're looking out for us. We know that you guys want the best environment possible. We are already working on it. We've been working on it. We want to have the best situation for you guys, and that really, really is going to come down to us just understanding the situation. And it is what it is. We're all going to end up playing same golf courses, and we're all going to go out and do that. And at the end of the day, we need to be thinking more fortunately about what we have. We get to play golf all year long. We get to be outside. We get to play golf with our friends. We get to do stuff that most places don't get to do. My parents are in Pennsylvania right now, freezing their asses off, and would kill. My dad would kill to go play Riverside because he wants to get out of the house. Because when you've been spoiled like we have with golf, you don't appreciate what you have. And that's my message to the people out there that comment about the golf courses, talk trash, question and have negative comments. Cut it out. We don't want you playing with us. We don't want to see that negativity. We're here because we love golf. And if you can't understand that, it's an imperfect game and it's managed by imperfect people, then move on. Feel free if you have issues, concerns, problems. I'll give you my phone number. I'll give you my email. I'll talk with you all day about it. I've been talking to people about this all day, and I'm pretty annoyed. That being said, we're going to move on. While there are plenty of negative people on the internet and on Facebook, I'm going to keep it pretty positive. The engagement about golf is fantastic. While it may not be great, I appreciate the positivity of people wanting to be engaged. So now we're going to jump in and talk about what's happening the rest of the season. Obviously, we got Riverside canceled. Lots to discuss. I'm going to go ahead and bring on Travis, who was unaware of what I was going to go on and rampage about. But yeah, let's talk to Travis Salkowski. Travis, afternoon.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm great.
How's the audio video quality? I'm having technical difficulties
Perfect.
in the studio, so this is okay?
Yes, you are. It is golden, and we get to see more of your body.
Woo! I would like... First of all, I want to reiterate that MD did a fantastic job there, citing the disclaimer in the beginning of the show. I thought that was fantastic.
I certainly want to make sure.
And I provide the more politically correct approach, the 30,000 foot view, and I have to play politics in statements like that sometimes a little bit. But I want to reiterate that anybody who operates a golf course wants to put the best product out there as much as possible. I stood behind the counter for decades, right? And I agree that social media is an amazing place where you can be anybody or do anything with absolutely no fear of retribution at all whatsoever. And I will say, as a golf course operator, I have lost sleep because of comments on that Facebook page over the last couple decades. I have cried myself to sleep because of comments on that Facebook page. I have gone into work and in tears. That Facebook page is absolutely brutal at times, and it has turned into, I agree with you, it's turned into I like the word cesspool of negativity. And I just want to say that there are people on the other end of that who care, and sometimes those comments aren't necessary or appropriate. So that's my 2 cents, is that there are people on the other side of those comments who, right, wrong, or indifferent, are pouring their heart and soul into what they do every day. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm again, I support the tour. I support the things that Travis says. At the end of the day, like, he runs the show, and I am there to support. I'm here to, kind of give the best support that I can. But as a customer, as a golfer, as someone who cares about golf, and someone who, speaking as his own entity, as his own person, yeah, I'm getting tired of it, and
It's difficult.
I'm trying to be positive, and I don't even manage really that much on social media. Ruben has the tolerance of a giant, and what I encourage everyone to do, because it's something I end up doing 9 times out of 10. I have typed out some pretty goddamn long, really, really rude responses to some of the guys from some of the other tours who have talked shit, some of the other golfers who just complain, anything like that. I've typed out some pretty long responses, and I delete it, and I feel better. And sometimes I think that's what we need to do. Type it, put it out there, delete it, and walk away. I've heard too much about Riverside. I've heard too much about people complaining, and I want everyone to just understand. We understand that there are issues. We understand that there are things that need to be done. There are challenges being faced. At the end of the day, whatever you think we're doing, we've been doing it for a week longer, 2 weeks longer.
I think it's important to note that the tour and the trail are completely separate. And we call the Alamo City Golf Trail division, and the Alamo City Golf Trail is a partner of the tour, and we are a partner of them. And at the end of the day, the tour is a customer on the trail tee sheet, just like everybody else. Everybody else.
And it's not just the trail. It is courses all around San Antonio. It's people who don't understand what it takes to run a golf course, what happens in the background, what things are done and how they're operated. Not saying the golf courses are perfect, but certainly saying that it's very easy to sit there and watch someone play golf. It's easy to sit there on the couch on Sunday at the Masters, say, "How did you miss that putt, Rory?"
Well, I agree. It's very, very easy to keyboard cowboy when you have absolutely no skin or career or finances or anything in the game. It's very easy, and that's why that Facebook page, or any other Facebook group where there's a small group of operators and a large group of customers who believe that they have insight that they could do it better. Yeah. And
when you start attacking people's livelihoods, that's where I kind of draw the line.
It's tough. And again, I reiterate that every time you type a comment in that Facebook page, I want you to know that there is somebody who's pouring heart, sweat, blood, and tears into what they're doing. That's it. That's it. And this conversation all comes from the fact that we had to reschedule an event. We did not remove an event from the schedule. We just rescheduled it from the spring season to the summer season. All golfers that are registered or did register for spring event number 7 are currently still registered for summer event 2.5. The schedule has been updated online, and We actually have a couple other moves to talk about, as long as we're going
We
to
got
change.
lots of moves to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to change the theme and get back to 2025 as the year of positivity. And we're going to spin this as positive, where, yeah, shit, there was human error. Somewhere there was human error at Riverside, and it just happened for us on the tour. It just happened to be the same week that we released Matchup Mayhem 2.0. And Matchup Mayhem 2.0, Riverside looks like Augusta. It looks amazing. And there was a chemical mishap. The trail announced that on Facebook last week. And Riverside is not tournament quality right now. And we're going to give Nick Mann, the new superintendent at Riverside. I have seen pictures from 2 weeks ago to pictures from yesterday, and the turf growth is awesome. Now it's still not tournament quality, and if we'll get into that in a little bit, why the official reason we rescheduled was, but it is not currently tournament quality, and we're going to give them a chance to heal that scar. And we moved a couple other events to Riverside this summer, knowing that they got it. We trust them. We trust the process, and we'll be back there in a little bit.
And I think it's honestly kind of a cool move. I know Scotty Williams is out there watching. I know he disappointed we don't have a tournament this weekend. I think everybody is.
I'm super looking forward to playing.
I mean, I was looking forward. I was looking forward to the event. In this situation, it becomes okay.
We were joking last week that it felt like a month since Almost Basic.
I mean, it's felt like a while. If anything, I said it to you the other day. I'm like, well, now it feels like Torch Travels and the Masters is going to be here faster.
Yeah.
And I think this is actually kind of cool. I don't know. Again, I'm not sitting here saying I'm happy the course is in the shape it's in, but I do like, and I am excited about the potential outcomes that this opportunity created, because we're eliminating an event. So there are some points that are missing. We've redistributed points, but they've gone into now where I think personally more points need to be, which is in the individual stroke play events. And that is going to be at Mission Del Lago and at the Masters at Pratt.
There's definitely an emphasis now on individual stroke play to finish spring season. And MD is absolutely correct. Some of the points that would be lost from the spring season from the Riverside event will be reallocated to the distribution at Mission Del Lago and Brackenridge Park for the Masters. That hasn't officially been released yet. That will come in the first notice to players for Mission and the first notice to players for the Masters. Those two events will recoup some of the point distribution from the Riverside loss of points.
And I think in my personal opinion, I like that. I think it emphasizes the importance of individualized playing, because at the end of the day, people who want to make the South Texas Match Play Challenge team are going to have to be able to play by themselves and put up a good score by themselves and not rely on a partner. And so I love the pressure of stroke play events, and I think that's a good place for it to be. And I think it also creates maybe a little bit more drama in the top 20 as we move into the Masters.
I certainly believe we're going to get some dramatic pairings in the flights at Mission Del Lago, and then the Masters is good playing on Sunday with like scores anyways. So I'm really excited for that. But I want to talk about the official decision to reschedule Riverside in regards to the point standings. And this is really important, and I want everybody to know the tour's transparency on the point standings. Never, ever in the tour's entire lifespan has there ever been an instance where there has loss of faith in the point standings. There has never been a manipulation with the point standings, ever. Maybe some data entry that got caught and corrected, but never anything out of line with point standings. And that is key to everything, right? The point standings are everything. That's why every way on to the team is points earned. Everything. Every point matters, right? And the ultimate decision came down to the point distribution at a tournament whose course conditions didn't translate to skillful scores and translated to lucky scores. And ultimately, we felt that we couldn't distribute points for luck.
Yeah.
And the course conditions on the putting surfaces did not equal skill, and they equaled luck. And that was the ultimate decision to protect the integrity of those points.
I think that that's awesome, because again, I think a lot of times, whether you're playing in a, whether it's a tour event, whether it's you just playing on your own, okay, sometimes it's, of course, isn't under great conditions. It might affect you a little bit, but typically, I'm always going to say, like, I know I'm a scratch golfer. If I go play a trail course, probably playing, plus, maybe 2 strokes worse than usual, just because it's not that echelon of golf course. But
Yep.
for certain, when we get into the situations where the golf course is in more in a more strenuous condition, it's certainly a lot of times just the luck of the bounce, the luck of the kick off the
Yes.
the divot,
Yeah.
whatever it
And
is.
this is way more than a lift clean in place in your own fairway or a lift clean in place in all general areas. This is something beyond that, magnified times 10. And I really wanted to share that we respect those point standings so much that was the ultimate reason.
And again, not all those points are lost. That points distribution doesn't disappear. The decision to adjust and make some changes to the points distribution in the final 2 events kind of help offset to an extent. But in my opinion, like I said, it also puts the focus back on the individual play, not team play.
You certainly Mission Del Lago went from a standard points 1 day event like super cash on the schedule to like, oh shit, like I only have 2 chances left to get points. I now need to gift card.
And I think that's let's be honest. It happens too often, and we've sat and talked about this, and I'm still working through the raw data, but statistically, the people that are making the team and the people that aren't making the team, the people that make it during the season versus the playoffs, how they made it, what they did. You look at the people who make it in the playoffs, it ends up being an individual game of golf.
Absolutely.
There's no partnership. You get to have a partner when you're in South Texas Match Play Challenge, but the ability to make it to the team heavily not having to rely on a partner, I think is important.
I cannot wait until you release that report. I know we're still waiting on some data generation there, but I'm really excited to see some of the analytics that come out of your South Texas Match Play Challenge qualifier analysis.
But I think it's great. I honestly, good. Mission Del Lago is a long golf course. It is a golf course that tests players, and those people that are sitting in the top 10 right now, top 5, that are maybe thinking I'm easy breezy and I just got to survive. Well, now there's something more on the line there.
Oh, certainly changes. Heck yeah,
and that
certainly
is something I love.
And I think that thought opens the door for somebody maybe just a little further down, and I think we're going to see some shuffling.
I think so too. I'm looking at, I sat there and looked at the list today, and I looked at the top 10, and not that the players in the top 10 aren't playing well, not that they haven't played well and haven't earned their spot in the top 10, but I can also tell you they've had a little bit more success on the team side than the people that are in the top 20, top 30. I look at the people sitting in top 20 right now, the bottom half of top 20, bottom half of top 30. Those are a lot of good individual golfers.
Yes, I agree. And I want to stress the fact that I know we talk a lot about top three, right? But every place in the final regular season standings equals another point to start the playoffs. So effectively, every place is a tiebreaker. Everyone. So every point really does matter. And those regular season finishing spots, whether it's 15th or 18th or 22nd, every one of those slots matters and correlates to your starting playoff spot.
Yeah, and that finish that you had at Mission today might decide if you make the team in 6 months.
Heck yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
That's the whole point. And I think it's really cool that we're going to get to put some more pressure on this tournament and get to put some more pressure on the players. I mean, what's the percentage for making the team in spring and summer season? Like 4%?
Oh, I think it's 2%.
2%?
I think it's 2% in the spring and summer and 7% in the playoffs.
Okay. So, I mean, I think everybody should go play the season saying, I want to make the team.
That's like 1.5% in the spring and like 2% in the summer.
Just because there's a little bit more
has a little higher volume.
Yeah. I think the ultimate way you go out and play, I think if you sit there and say, I have to make the team in this season, I think you're setting yourself up for failure. If the mindset
completely. I agree with that completely.
If you're putting that much pressure on yourself, I mean, again, 1.5% and 2.5% in the spring or in the summer. Like, I mean, there are some golfers who, their percentages to make the team are different. Look at Steven Evans. Steven Evans just shows up, right? And he's always in that hunt. You've got some people in there that maybe statistically have a better chance, but ultimately the average comes out 1.5. I think you have to just sit there and say, I'm playing to have the best finish in the top standings as possible.
Yes, I'm going to go earn as many points as I can, right? Yes, I'm going to earn as many points as I can and wherever that finishes. And you're right. Sometimes, especially on the bookends, right? The lower handicapper who can consistently place on the gross side certainly has a couple more percentage points down the stretch for sure.
And I think the other cool thing is that, again, like the mindset has to be like, I don't know what position I'm even in right now. I know I'm inside top 20. At this point, it doesn't matter, right? Like my options are win both tournaments or I don't make the team.
Like, and then reset for summer and continue crescendoing to the playoffs where you're going to wreck it.
My goal is finish top 10 spring and summer. And if I finish top 10 in spring and summer, statistically, I'm going to be sitting in top 5 going into the playoffs. And then it's mine to lose.
And I think that is the recipe. I think that is the recipe for success. And I would even dumb that down a little further. And I would say top 50, get the bonus, start the playoff in 25th place or better. Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
I think this year, did we have any 0-pointers make the team last year?
I do not believe so.
I think it's pretty damn hard at this point. I think we've kind of reached a point in the tour where it's going to be tough to come out with 0 points and make the team.
Yeah.
It can be done. We've watched it be done, but I think we have too many good players, too many people playing in general for the points to have 0 points and make the team right now. But
I'll go back and look. There was definitely some outliers for sure, but I don't know if it was 0 like in years past.
Yeah, like I mean, it's certainly very difficult to do in general. But again, it's kind of the gift and curse for the golfer of the tour draws in the best golfers in the city.
Every flight is competitive. Heck yeah.
And with other tours and other groups kind of moving out of San Antonio or no longer, doing tournaments or not as many tournaments. Again, that's where we're starting to see some fun fluctuations in
Yes.
in
Yeah.
flights as well.
The lower handicapper is gravitating towards the ultra competitive champ flight on the STX Am Tour, and we're seeing compression down the ladder because of it.
I mean, I said it before, like that Northern Hills event when I got put into into first flight. I knew, okay, I got to play really well if I want to have a chance on net. But net's going to be hard to win. I got to go play it as a gross win right now. And it's
heck yeah.
compressed,
I love it.
right?
I love the compaction.
And I love it. I love it. And I think it lets people get a chance to play with some people that they normally don't play with. I sat there and I got to play in a flight with a bunch of guys I haven't played with really in 6 months. I had been kind of floating back and forth and on the edge. It was cool to get to go play with those guys, see where their games were at, but also that excitement of they don't know what I'm going to do. They're not watching me play golf. They haven't seen. I know all the guys in my flight. I know how they'll play. I know how they think. I know what to expect from them. It's nice to get pushed in, and I think it's a mentality you have to have, which is it's fun to get pushed into a flight where people don't know what you do.
I like that perspective from the golfer there. I like that. That's cool.
That's cool. So it's cool. It's great. I'm excited.
I am as well, and 100% was the right decision to reschedule this event to the summer season, regain some of the points at Mission and the Masters, and the new schedule is up. I shouldn't say new schedule. The updated schedule is up on the division schedules page. I know MD is going to put that graphic up here. A couple more events, 2 other events in the summer season, also switched to Riverside. We moved 3 events to Riverside in the summer season. That's how much I trust Nick and his superintendent team at Riverside. Jesse Lopez on the course manager, course operation side. Amazing dude. I love him to death. So the right staff is there. The July 20th Willow Springs event is leapfrogging over to Riverside. Willow Springs is currently closed for whole facility regrassing. And then the big one is the 2-day season finale, moved 1 week earlier and also moved to Riverside. There's going to be some Alamo City Golf Trail City Championship stuff that's going to come out here shortly, and that move is for that.
And I mean, again, I completely trust in the ability of Riverside and the trail to get Riverside back under control. And I mean, let's all just be honest here. We saw what Riverside looked like that time last year.
Absolutely. And it will be there again. Absolutely.
And I don't doubt it. And I can tell you that's going to be a fun place to go have. I would have loved to go have the PC at Cedar. I don't think I would have liked to hear everyone complain about how difficult it is.
Yeah.
But congrats. You're not going to have to go play Cedar, so you have no excuse.
And the winning score went from like 3 over to 10 under. Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's going to be. I think that's super cool. I think that's super fun. People wondering, hey, I don't see this as a weekend that I don't get to play golf. I'm playing golf, people, one way or the other, right?
Yeah, but it's a good weekend to practice.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go take my launch monitor. I'm gonna go take my clubs. And I'm gonna sit there and spend a couple hours this weekend getting myself continued dialed in, continued to work on things that I want to work on. I'm gonna go sit at the putting green for a couple hours and just roll putts endlessly, and make sure I am in the best condition possible. I am as ready as I can be to go play golf. And I think the other thing that we haven't talked about yet is we're going to be in a stretch here where we're not having a tournament for a while. The big thing that people are going to notice too is everyone commenting about me. You know what? I love the attention. I don't know what's wrong with my...
It certainly sounds a little lollipop guilt. For sure. but it's
I don't
okay.
know why you're talking like that. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's okay. It's okay.
Really?
It's
Um, but I think, and I don't. I'm sorry, I got distracted by Bob North. I wish I had a drink to take right now. But I think everyone needs to take the opportunity. Go practice. Go get ready. But the one thing we haven't talked about is the fact that it is getting hot. It is getting real hot again. And I think that is also going to be something that people need to be. I think you just need to practice those conditions. Go to the
cold
range.
the last time we had a tour event.
Go to the friggin' I have been going to the range every day, and I am sweating my ass off and getting my body readjusted to playing golf in the heat.
Heck
I
yeah.
think it's just, I think you got to do that. I think the prep for it, Micah can't listen anymore. I don't care, Micah. You're like, you count for like half a viewer.
Oh, be nice. It's the year of positivity.
But I think we need to focus on heat stress management. Make sure that you guys are focused on getting your electrolytes, drinking, coming to these last two events prepped and ready to go. I'm running every day. I'm trying to walk every day. I'm trying to get ready for tour travels. If I'm being honest with you, my prep is for tour travels more than anything. But
True
it
that,
sure as hell
tour
is.
travel's 30 days away from tomorrow. Woo!
I mean, I've
Heck
already
yeah.
started packing. I started packing. Cindy's like, "Why are you doing this?" I'm like, "Because I'm gonna lose my mind if I don't have something to engage in with it right now."
Yeah, absolutely right. The comment threads are awesome. I'm sorry, I'm jumping back and forth between the comments. I'm
I know
on my phone
you're
tonight.
just.
I know I'm all sorts of discombobulated.
I'm gonna go do this. Is this any better now?
Yes, much better.
Okay, so I'm off my headphones. So I'm gonna fucking sue
And
Apple.
with that, let's wrap it up for the night.
Now that I have regained my manly voice, let's wrap it up.
It was certainly a little Lollipop Guild. I
will be going back to watch this later. Jesus ain't got nothing to do with it. That's Steve Jobs.
Well, the big news that we wanted to communicate was the schedule that's been on the screen for the last 20 minutes. So that's fantastic.
Some changes coming. Updates are on the webpage. Notice the players for future event coming up at Northern, or at Mission. We'll have the first update for points and kind of explaining that. I encourage everybody to start prepping for heat. I encourage everybody to find positivity in their day.
Woo!
And, again, I said it earlier.
I want to task everybody watching right now and the two dudes on the screen to make a positive comment on the San Antonio Golfers page with no passive aggressive undertones. A positive comment.
I encourage everybody
watching right now.
I challenge everybody, just be happy and just, guys, we get to play golf 365 if the weather permits. We, as a group, there's a lot of us, not just on this screen, that get to go play some really cool friggin' golf courses. And there's a lot of us on this page that, I'll be honest, I'll pay $30 and get a $30 golf course. I'll pay $2,000 to get a $2,000 golf course. But you know what I care about more? I care about the guys in the group. I care about my friends being with me in the day that I'm having with them. Yep. And that's what people seem to be forgetting, and that's what I want everybody to remember. It's about the guy in the cart next to you. It's about that friend. It's about that person. And, that's what we need to remember.
MD.
So,
and with that, we'll let everybody get back to their Wednesday evening.
Everybody have a wonderful Wednesday evening. Go post something nice. Go hug a superintendent. Post something nice on our page. If you want to compliment my voice, feel free. God knows you weren't doing it before. So, guys, We love you. We appreciate you. You guys have a great night. Get some practice in this weekend, and we will see you next week.
We'll see you at Mission.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching, y'all.